This video is a lot of things. A 200 subscriber special, a New Year's video, and also, I'm making a comic and it has no plot. This is an obvious problem because it is planned to release in 2024, and if I plan to release it anytime soon, I need a plot as soon as possible. To avoid procrastination, I've decided to give myself a strict due date, complete the entire basic plotline for this story before the end of winter break. So what I'm saying is that I've decided to give myself a deadline during Christmas break, the time when I'm not supposed to have any deadlines. Subscribe to enable my suffering. The background footage will be of me making this rock crab as this air dry sculpture thing as a 200 subscriber special, because I love doing things that absolutely zero people have asked me to do. A bit late, but this is the soonest I could get it out. Day 1 of doing the outline, not making the crab. A majority of day 1 was not actually spent doing anything. It was more looking through my current progress and seeing what I can do. From what I saw, I have two major problems at the moment. Problem 1 is that in certain section of the story, the entirety of part 2 being the biggest example, I have no idea what to write there. Nothing. No clue. My second problem seems a little more fixable. As of right now, the story is split into two halves, and there is nothing connecting half 1 and half 2. It's two separated ideas right now. I looked for quite a few potential solutions. Those potential research topics I talked about in the last video on this topic. I tried writing out all the plot I have so far. However, no big breakthrough came until day 2. Like I said before, something happened day 2. You see, I wanted to see what a map of the place would look like. The intention behind this map was to figure out where all of the places I was thinking about would be on the map. Nothing more, nothing less. However, I may have accidentally created a detailed map and started the world's most literal plotline. Day 2 is completely and entirely about this map. I don't know how to feel about the fact that I've spent almost 4 hours here at this point. At least I figured out a whole lot about where the story is going. For example, I had absolutely zero idea what was going to happen in part 2. I don't know what to call these 4 bigger chunks of story, so I'm just going to call them chapters just so it's convenient for me. This plotline right here helps me get through all of the events and important locations in chapters 1 and 2. I still have to actually script it out and do the second half of the story, but now I know what I'm doing and where I am going. The way I made the map was that I started with the larger shapes, adjusting them until I liked what I saw. Then, I thought about what would actually be in those areas that I assigned those chunks of land to, accounted for what was actually going on there, and made these smaller subsections. There were about 3 per area, with the exception of a few places I haven't gotten to yet. I have found out I worked through writing these stories in 4 steps. Make the characters, make the character plot, make the setting, and make the overarching plot. Now this is actually very useful, because now that I know how I work through stories, I can write them faster. As of today, day 2, my main struggle right now is bridging that gap between parts 2 and 3. For overall, day 2 was a success. Lots of big progress, but we're not done here yet. Day 3. Day 3 was when I was starting to finalize everything for my Day by Day Creates Best of 2023 video. Best of videos don't really come from the art YouTuber genres, more like gamer adjacent genre, so I'll just go over what it is here. It's just when you look over all of your content and pick out all the best moments. In doing so, I rewatched my second ever public video, which is the video where I first conceptualized Mabel. And oh, how different she was back then. Here's the thing about that first Unwilling Ocean Explorer video. The longer it has been since that video came out, the more about the story has changed. Let's start with a relatively small detail. In the back of this first concept art, there are already at least 10 things I could point out in this image alone, but instead I choose to focus on that fish in the background. As it was this larger-than-life goldfish just chilling in an ocean cave with stalactites. Change number 1, I know how to draw a goldfish now, but more importantly, it started this chain of events that led to the story I know today. It doesn't really seem like much at first, but that's because I don't directly mention it in any of the summaries. After drawing that goldfish, I decided to make 3 other abnormally large sea creatures, a squid, an octopus, and this trio of mermaid. And why are they there? Spoilers! Make your own theories. the large new squid I decided to make Lucky's dad. So now this guy has parents. And I made the squid and octopus, perhaps rivals. Then after that, I decided to implement a no humans rule into this story specifically, since I usually draw humans, but I can't find a way to make humans fit into the style. So I turned the 3 mermaids into 3 crabs that used to be mermaids, that were actually really definitely mermaids, but no one believes them, because that's really funny. Because of turning the mermaid into crabs, somehow it made me realize that the big goldfish should actually be a normally sized goldfish, hive mind. A big amount of goldfish, but they're normal size. Maybe not actually goldfish. It could be all types of fish. Also, they do not live in a cave anymore. In the time taken to develop my story, I actually did research on ocean biomes, so my ocean isn't boring. I found many things. Shipwrecks, coral reefs, hooligan rocks, and most importantly for this scenario, kelp forests. The kelp forest habitat for them makes it so I could keep those dark kind of colors if I want, but doesn't limit those fish to living in caves. That's all I have for day 3. Day 3 was just kind of reminiscing about what I had originally. It doesn't seem like it helps to go on this tangent, but it did. It actually helped quite a bit. Day 4. At this point, I was up late for 2 days in a row, and last night, I was up until 7 o'clock a.m. 7 o'clock a.m. And then I fell asleep in a panic in an attempt to get some sleep. I fell asleep and woke up at 2 o'clock p.m. 2 o'clock p.m. And the fact that I woke up at 2 o'clock p.m. kind of demoralized me, so I couldn't really do anything, except for starting to plot out the sketches of the start of episode 3. This was pretty big, because I hadn't made progress on the actual first sketch in about a month. But besides that, not much really happened. Day number 5. This is the day I realized I need to get this done now, or as soon as possible. You see, I was planning to script this video every day until winter break ends, just to get the whole story done, I guess. But that was until I remembered that the release date for this video was the day after winter break. Or at least it was supposed to be. For the sake of the video plot, let's pretend I didn't have a month-long break between videos. No, I am getting that entire video editing process done in only 1 day. So here I am, and I need to go fast. Maybe not as fast as I think because today is Saturday, but if I want to be on track to finish this video on time, point and laugh at the person who thinks you're going to get the video done on time, I'd rather finish the script now. That link between chapter 2 and chapter 3 isn't fixed yet, so I came up with a solution of revisiting the place Mabel woke up in chapter 1. Since it's in the middle of the map, I can do the surprisingly smooth transition of chapter 1, chapter 2, revisit to the chapter 1 location as a bit of nostalgia, and also marking the halfway point all the way to chapter 3. What's going on with chapter 4, you ask? Why are we backtracking? I guess you'll have to see for that, but rest assured I know what I'm doing. With that second major plot problem done, the rest of the story came to me rather smoothly. I had less to go than I thought I did. I spent the rest of the day just writing down the first draft. And with that, yippee! It's done! This is a huge step for this comics production. A full plot means I can start drafting, and when I start drafting, I can start sketching, and it's a whole butterfly effect from here. Also, here's that crab I was talking about. This is the reason I stayed up till 7 a.m. in that one night, but I love them. You know, it's bigger than I expected, but I guess that's what I get for never really doing this before. Also, another thing, I actually reached 300 before I could do the 200 subscriber special. Thanks so much, but now I don't know what to do. Is there anything you really want to see from me? If not, I'll try to cook up a good subscriber goal for 400 subscribers. At this point, the Draw With Your Style is over. Thank you so much for everyone who participated in the event. Yeah. And also, if you missed this one but you want to participate in a video or contest, subscribe. I plan to make some more interactive video ideas. Keep your eyes peeled for a Google form of some sort. And with all of that out of the way, thanks for watching. Perhaps consider a subscribe. Happy New Year. Also perhaps consider a comment because I read all of those and respond to all of those. Alright, bye bye!